Hey there everyone, it's Ryan Liberty. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 myths about schizoid personality disorder. Alright, so we're going to get into what are 5 myths about schizoid personality disorder. There's a lot of things I think people make mistakes about, so let's get into what they are. So the number one myth that I have, and these are not in any kind of order or anything, but the number one myth about schizoid personality disorder that I have written down here in front of me is that they do not feel emotions. That's not true. They actually do feel emotions, and they can feel a wide variety of emotions. The thing about schizoid personality disorder is that those emotions typically are very blunted. They're very small feeling emotions. They don't get overly excited about things. They don't feel devastated about things. Typically, somebody with schizoid personality disorder just has a very low, simmering feeling of emotions usually. Sometimes the range of emotions can be limited. So they may only be able to feel things more on the negative spectrum of kind of like anger, frustration, annoyance, maybe some sadness, that kind of stuff. But they do feel emotions, and they do, they can interact with you in an emotional way. It's just not going to appear the way that we normally think of the way that people interact with emotions, that's all. So the second myth about schizoid personality disorder is that they have no sex drive. And, that may be true for some of them. They may identify as asexual. If you have this, you may call yourself asexual, but many people who have schizoid personality disorder also have a sex drive. They just typically don't have any desire to act on it. So, they'll get aroused, they'll feel sexual feelings towards people, but I guess they just kind of notice it and that's it. Like, it is what it is. They don't really care that much about it. So it's not that they, don't have these feelings, these sexual feelings towards people, but it's kind of irrelevant to them. They feel it, they notice it, whatever, it's gone. So that's the way sex drive kind of shows up in schizoid personality disorder, but it is there. So the third myth about somebody with schizoid personality disorder is that they're just shy. Well, shyness typically, first of all, obviously not true, but shyness typically we think of as something like maybe a social anxiety. They withdraw, or maybe something more characteristic of an avoidant personality disorder would be kind of like a shyness. But with schizoid personality disorder, the person just doesn't have any attraction to having friends and having company around. It's not that they're afraid, it's not that they have anxiety over it, they just don't have the desire for it. That's really all it comes down to. So it's not that they're shy, they just prefer to be alone. It's less complicated that way. Now the fourth myth about schizoid personality disorder is that they are cruel. And this comes about because of these ways that they interact with people, because they don't feel like a lot of emotions, because they want to be alone. Some people might see that as cold, distant, and they may feel like they're being cut off, or like maybe people with schizoid personality disorder don't care about us. And we'll get into that in a second, but it's not that they don't care. They will care. It's just that when they isolate themselves, when they just prefer to be alone. So it's not really about you. It's not trying to punish you in any way. It's not about that at all. It's just about their preference and what they're comfortable with and what they enjoy. And that it's just the way that they live their life. It's really kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's just the way it is. It's got nothing to do with harming you or making you feel bad. So the fifth and final myth about schizoid personality disorder is that they don't care about anything. And that's not true at all. Of course, they care about a lot of things. They care about their privacy. They care about personal space. And everyone with schizoid personality disorder is going to be a little bit different, but they care about, sometimes they want to have their opinion heard, and it's not like a strong feeling, but if they feel like people are saying things that are just totally off the wall, then they do care to kind of chime in and say like, no, that's not true. They care about their health. They do care about their appearance. Some people with schizoid personality disorder may care more about their appearance than other people. And yes, they do care about people. It's just that they don't care about people in the way that we're used to feeling cared for. They're not really social creatures, so to speak. People with schizoid personality disorder just don't interact the way that we normally do. So they may care, it's just they don't show that affection the way that everybody else does. Or they may not even have a drive to show the affection. So it may be a little difficult to get them to show that to you, and they may not want you to kind of like push them to show it. It may be uncomfortable for them. But that doesn't mean that they don't care. So that is the fifth and final myth about schizoid personality disorder. If you have this disorder, I'd love to hear submits coming from you. What do you think people mistake about this disorder? Maybe you have a loved one with it. Maybe you've gotten to understand them a little more. So what has your experience been around schizoid personality disorder? I'd love to hear from you, so please leave a comment below. And I thank you for taking the time to learn about these myths today with me. Hey, it's Ryan Liberty. If you liked that video, please give it a thumbs up, share with a friend, and leave any questions or comments down below because that would really help me out. If you're somebody who's gone through a traumatic event and you're feeling cut off from the people around you, I have a free course that will help with that, so please click to get it. And if you'd like to see the rest of my videos, please click subscribe. As always, I want to remind you that your life matters. Nobody can question your worth. However it is that you're feeling, whatever it is that you're going through, it's okay, and you are loved. Thanks again for watching.